Hello, hello. Happy summer solstice. It's been a little while since I've checked in with you guys on Instagram or on YouTube Live, so I decided to pop on. There's a really heavy thing happening energetically with the planets. Today's a solar eclipse. It's also ringing in summer solstice. And we have a new moon in 0 degrees Cancer. So we've got a lot of other alignments present too. And this makes it like a really rare moment in time and like a major turning point. And I don't know about you guys, this is live, so feel free to chime in. I would love this to be very interactive. I haven't just like gotten to drop in with you guys in a little while. So I don't know about you, maybe you clicked here because you saw the title and that resonated with you. That feeling of just not quite being home, not really feeling, settled quite anywhere. I don't know if that resonates for you. Raise your hand if so, for a few of you guys that are here live, because I know that for me, that's exactly how it's been for many years, where I've kind of just been like this wandering soul, kind of like, where do I go? Where feels like home? Okay, yeah. Elena, I see you, sister. Also feeling that. So before we get in, if that resonates with you, this is what we're going to be talking about tonight. And this is live, so if you're watching this now, feel free to chime in. You guys are my co-hosts. This is not just the Lynette Sine show. This is about our exchange and our common unity. So we get to discuss this topic, and I would love for you guys to help guide the conversation. That's why I like to come live. And then if you are watching the playback, then feel free to comment, because we can create conversation in the comments below as well. The way that I would love to start out is I actually have like essential oils. So if you guys have essential oils, go ahead and grab them. Anything like lavender, anything that's gonna really calm. Thank you so much, Miss Mechanical. Thank you. She was complimenting my hair. Thank you so much, babe. So anything that's gonna just really help ground you. So I also have sage here. I'm gonna light some sage, or you can do like, I have a Palo Santo stick. You could do that too. And then I also have incense. So I'm gonna go ahead. I have matches here. These really cool matches that were a gift. So the little thing says spark. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna light some incense here. Woo. Oop, you're supposed to like strike it here on the side. Come on, little match. Oh, now I got half a match because it just broke in half. There we go. There we go. I'm gonna light some incense. So feel free to join me if you have, did this really light? We're gonna try that one more time. If you have incense or if you have any sort of fragrance that's gonna just help ground you, because we're going to start off with just like some simple conscious breath. And I do this on my Instagram live, so this is probably newer for those of you that are joining me on YouTube live. But we're gonna keep this and we're gonna really calm down our nervous systems, because when we're not feeling grounded, when we're not feeling like we are home, right? It's because we're in the we're too much in our heads, and we're in the matrix so much so that we've forgotten that home is here. This is home. This is our sanctuary. So we're gonna get into that, but I just wanted to invite you guys to join me in lighting some, like I said, sage or Palo Santo, just to really cleanse your space. Doing so really helps to just create a really positive environment. And to be honest, like with sage, it's very medicinal. It really helps to actually cleanse out negative energies from your space, allowing you to feel more safe home here in your body, because this is home, you know what I mean? This vessel, this beautiful jewelry case for your soul is what I like to call it. That this is where your home is. So if it feels comfortable for you, and you've already lit your sage, got your Palo Santo, your incense or essential oils, whichever work for you. I've got a lot of vibes going on, so I really like to create a safe container, especially when I'm diving into such deep conversations. And I've got my cards here because we're going to do a card reading later, so look forward to that. And I'm going to exercise you guys' intuition as well. This is, again, not just, I don't have this like gold star above my head that shows, you know, or like that distinguishes me from you. The truth is I believe that we are all one. So even though I might look different than you, I'm looking right into this black mirror and this phone right now. I'm on my phone. I'm looking right in and I'm looking right at you. And I'm letting you know that, hi, Rhubarb, I see you, babe. I want you to know that I am just a mirror of you. And although that may seem silly, the truth is that we are all connected. We are all one beautiful ecosystem. And there's so much happening again in the planets that I just wanted to do this video. I felt very called, Spirit called me to just jump on and create this time. So if you landed here, God bless, Goddess bless, you know, this is not by accident. So thank you for being here. There's so much to pay attention to these days. I see you, Alina. Oh, I'm so glad that you made it here. There's so much to pay attention to these days, so I don't take it lightly that you're here hanging out with me and that I have your attention, because my goal is always to just come on and offer just some insight that I've found in really healing my nervous system and coming back home to here, to myself. And I have to do a constantly daily practice to bring myself back here, because oftentimes I feel just like so out of place, especially at such a time as this in our world. It's crazy times right now, y'all. So it's really important that we know how to walk ourselves back home. And this doesn't mean like an actual place that we go. I just mean walking our nervous system back to a steady feeling, if that makes any sense at all. So if you feel any sort of anxiety or ball of anxiousness in your chest, or, you know, I would love to hear from you guys. If you maybe suffer from like any sort of anxiety or depression or anything, please let me know your name, where you're tuning in from, and the emotion that you're feeling tonight. You could use a number from like 1 to 10, 1 being low level, 10 being you're on a high, you're lit. Or you could use a describing word. So you could be like, hey, I'm Kelly, I'm tuning in from Nebraska, and my heart is feeling sad. Or, you know, you could use a describing word or a number, whichever feels better for you. But I'd love to hear from you guys and hear, you know, who you are, who are my co-hosts tonight, as we talk about finding home, aligning with our center, and then also just a little bit of what's going on astrologically. And then we will end off in connecting with spirit, consulting the cards, and getting some insight. So if you're looking for some clarity, I'm really glad that you're here. I'm really honored to walk with you through this time. So if it feels comfortable for you, again, I'm going to ask that you would just close your eyes just for a moment with me. Join me in just exercising some conscious breath. So what I like to do as well is, especially when I'm sitting kind of the way I am, I'm like, you know, sitting with my legs crossed and just allowing for some space in your spine. So you can kind of do some neck rolls and then connecting with your breath. So you can kind of go back and forth. There's fireworks going off in the neighborhood, so my dog might be a little bit anxious, so we're just going to calm our nervous system along with my little dogs, because he gets spooked by the fireworks, so excuse that. So just, again, elongate your spine, just allow for space. And when you do this and you connect with your breath, it just allows you to receive more. So sometimes in life, maybe you're just taking a deep breath right now and just going, wow. I didn't even realize it, but I was holding my breath. Holy wow, you know? Sometimes we don't even realize it, but a lot of the time we're holding our breath and we're anticipatory for something to go wrong, or we're living in some sort of state of too far in the future or too far in the past, which is in the thinking mind, getting stuck up here. And that's where a lot of anxiety and or depression comes from, and confusion and disalignment from the present. So consciously breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth. Just for a couple more seconds. Have open body position. Notice your body posture. Again, if you're slinking down, just kind of like straighten out your spine. Again, like I said, you can do the shoulder, you know, the neck rolls like this, or shoulder rolls like this. And then you can go back around. And this just allows for you to come back into your body, to get out of your thinking mind for just a moment and get back into your body, which again is home. So here we are. Here we are. Now we're back home. I hope you're able to join me. It takes just a little bit of a conscious effort to kind of bring yourself back into that alignment. So I invite each of you that when you're starting to feel that tension build up, that anxiety build up, I know that for me, I've been feeling the weight of the collective right now. I've been feeling like my heart is just like at a faster pace. Does anybody else, you know, feel free. Again, like I said, I love to see all the comments come through. Yeah, I see you, Lisa. Hi, babe. So nice to see you. Is anyone else feeling, you know, the same kind of way? I'm going to read to you guys a little bit about what this new moon, what this eclipse, what this solstice represents. Hi, Pamela. Hi. Okay, so the new moon is at 0 degrees Cancer. Cancer is the archetype of the mother. It's also the water symbol, so a very feminine sign. So I'm getting this, by the way, this is from mysticmama.com, and so I just want to make sure to credit her. I'm just like kind of like getting insight from her. Make sure to check this out for any astral insights that you're looking for. So Cancer is known as like the cosmic womb of where we all emerge. Very feminine energy, like I said, that lives within each of us. Each of us, whether you're a man watching this or a woman, the truth is that we're both divine masculine and divine feminine in our nature, which creates this, right? This beautiful infinity symbol, right? Because we're both our mother and our father. So together, you know, they created you who's watching this. So you have both of their energies from within you, and it's important to like balance out each energy. Although your anatomy, right? And in my anatomy, it says that I am a female. I have both energies, and so once I've gotten clear and in the awareness of how to balance my energies that live in me, I've felt so much more attuned and aligned. So yeah, regardless of what gender you were born in, you do have both energies living within you. So this Cancer is the archetype of the mother, the divine feminine. She rules the emotions, and the period of this time is really unearthing a lot of deep emotions along with any core trauma that many of us have experienced. So there's a lot being unearthed, unburied in us as the tectonic plates of our world shift. So what's needed during this time is compassion during this eclipse season, an empathetic spirit, and we're going to continue to just go down this journey of evolution. We're watching things crumble at the seams as far as our systems and our government. We're seeing just, racism just completely be like shattered in ways like we're all coming together in such a beautiful way. And I don't know about you guys, I've been out to like at least 5, 6, 7 different protests here in Los Angeles, which has been such a gift to join together with so many of my brothers and sisters, and I like to say mistars and sisters. It's been unbelievable, absolutely unbelievable what I am witnessing with my own eyes. It is the most encouraging thing, I'll tell you, for an Aquarian, because we are now entering into the age of Aquarius. So it has been something that I've been waiting for, just this unity consciousness, and I'm watching it. So starting with this pandemic, it kind of caused all of us to like really get back into our feminine, because the feminine is just being, right? The masculine is the doer. Right? The masculine energy in us is the one that wants to like hustle and grind, hustle and grind. The doer. The feminine is just to be. So that's what this pandemic, this this virus has brought us, is this opportunity to really reintegrate with our feminine. And that is honestly such a gift. So the healing self for all of us is to really allow, listen, and integrate, upholding the dignity of our human spirits, and lean into her, meaning the divine mother. Our planet really is kind of asking us and begging of us to please slow down, and shift some things in our narrative and in our consciousness, which is happening. So she really just wants us, like the goddess, just really wants to envelop us in her love, compassion, and empathy for ourselves, really, at the end of the day, and to all others that are hurting. I've watched so many different things shift, and even just in my own city, I'm sure you've seen it in yours, but just to watch everybody really taking care of each other, in a way that I hadn't seen before, where we're all kind of just like very lone wolf style, kind of just on our own. Now I am watching this like feminine aspect come out in a lot of us, where we're really checking in with one another. At these protests too, people are giving out free water and sandwich and making sure like everyone's fed. And it's just been so beautiful. I don't know if you guys saw what Seattle too, they have the whole autonomous zone where people have like free shopping, and people are like, here's bread, here's water. It's like all these things. Please, please pay attention to many different sources. Whatever you do, I really encourage you to just come with an open mind and an open heart for what's happening on the macro, instead of just listening to like your tunnel vision and only seeing one side. I really invite you to go deep in self-inquiry. Go deep in self-inquiry at this moment, and really have faith in humanity. And faith is the evidence of things not yet seen. Have faith that God, the goddess, right? The divine, the great I am presence. Trust that this is all in beautiful orchestration, and that there is a lot more than meets the eye, and that we are all being called forward as guardians of this new earth, because that's where we're heading. We're moving into the new earth, and you get a choice again right now, and it's just like the Matrix. So I'm just gonna stop again one time for right now, just to get clear, because I'm going on a roll, but I wanna tap here, because this is live, remind you that if you landed here right now, this is live, and if you're watching this replay, again, feel free to continue in the comments, but I am telling you, if you landed here, this is not an accident. It was so, so perfectly orchestrated and manifested that you landed here on this video, because by the end of this, I have full confidence and full faith, which is the evidence of things not yet seen, because I know how spirit-led I am, and that when I feel like, this still small voice inside of me go, hey, Lynette, pop on, talk to these individuals that are going to come across this video, I know that it doesn't matter the amount of the views. I recognize that I'm never going to be, at least at this part in my life, we'll say that, because I've seen things, like I'm a seer, I'm a mystic and seer, so I've been given a vision of where I'm heading, and it's not going to be until much later that the masses really understand someone like me and my personality. So if you landed here, I am here to shepherd a small tribe, a small yet potent tribe of people that are on the exact same frequency. And guess what? It's not for everybody, but if you landed here, that means that you are following your intuition. So bravo, you are so in alignment, and you're gonna get some serious clarity on who you are, what home is really, because I believe that we are all made from the same stars, and that this is just an avatar. These are all just beautiful jewelry cases for our souls. And I feel really grateful. Like I, chose a good one. This is a fun one. I'm like, cool, this one's a fun one, this dimension. I'm loving this. But even though you're looking at this video and thinking like, oh, this is this girl named Lynette, she's here, on this video and I'm on YouTube, and maybe like you're kind of like, what the fuck is she even talking about? The truth is I am you talking to you, because there really is only ever you. So this is all just like a projection of our own reality. We're all agreeing that this is like, that technology is the way that we get to communicate. Like we're all literally one mind in a bunch of different avatars. Yes. Lisa's getting it. So I am really just another facet of you telling you where home is, which is here, again, in your heart and your spirit, because we are spirits living in a human experience, not the other way around. Okay, I'm so glad, J girl, hi sweetheart. She's like saying, yeah, this hit really hard for me. I'm so glad. It makes sense, and if this is resonating, and if you're feeling like goosebumps, that's usually how spirit speaks, your higher self, this is why I love the cards. Here's why. Because the cards are outside of the thinking mind. So if you don't have a deck of cards, I really encourage you to get a tarot deck or get an oracle card deck. I have both here, because what I like to do is mix both and combine both. I'm actually designing my own card deck, and so it's kind of a mixture between both. It's not a tarot or an oracle card deck. It's a magic deck, of course. You guys know me, I'm a magician, so stay tuned for that. More on that later, because that's going to be exciting, and I can't wait to get it in the hands of you guys. But the reason why we use cards, right, is because it's a form of divination. And what divination means is basically any sort of tool to help you reach your divine self or your higher self, you've heard a lot of people say, or your ascended self. It's kind of like the way that even the cartoons put it, right, is like there's like an angel on one shoulder, one of your shoulders, okay? And then there's like this little like devil or like demon. The truth is that we're both fucking energies. So that's why a lot of us feel like uncomfortable. We feel this like polarity right now. And a lot of us feel uncomfortable where we're at, because we're like, where the fuck is home? Life is really weird right now. I don't feel super comfortable, because the truth is that you are so much more magnificent and powerful than you could ever fucking fathom. And you're in this process, this alchemy of shifting through and shedding old skins and producing new skins and coming into the awareness of who you are and who you're truly called to be. And there's an awakening happening across the earth. So I know that this isn't just like me that's happening, that this is happening for. I realize that as above, so below. So like if it's happening for me, it's happening for you. It's like all one mind, like I talked about earlier. So, let me see. There was one more thing that I wanted to tell you. Let me see if it was on this. Okay. So the mother wisdom that Cancer brings, which is, again, so we're in this, so Mercury just went in retrograde in Cancer as well. So the unusual inward moving reflective energy of Mercury retrograde is further accentuated in Cancer, encouraging us to take time to anchor in to the safety of our home being within, okay? So a lot of us are feeling this stuff coming up, and we're feeling like, oh, like this is so awkward. Like financially we're being, really challenged. We're being challenged in a lot of ways in our relationships. My goodness, in our relationships. We're being challenged in our home lives because things have just gotten a lot more tense, right? Due to a lot of added stress during, you know, anytime your identity is being challenged. So we're like, who are we in this new normal? This is strange. Whether your job was affected or whether it wasn't, there's still just so many different factors of why we're each feeling very conflicted at this moment. So again, you are not alone. We're all here to walk each other home. I'm grateful to be one that you feel comfortable coming to and really leaning into. I've just grown so much. I don't know if you can tell, those of you guys that have been watching me for a while now, everything is different. Everything in my life is different because I had been literally stripped of all of those old skins, kind of like a snake, right? I shedded old skin. So I've been doing this channel, you guys, since 2013. The evolution in my life has been unbelievable. And what in the past year, I feel like I just hit like this like turbo speed and everything in my life is different. Fucking everything. All in ways that are so enriching and enlivening, and I feel more myself than I have since I mean this is just more me, right? I had seen facets of the real me back in my 20s and like kind of really understanding who this wild child was, and I really just kind of I really suppressed her and I quieted her down, and this wide-eyed wonder, you know, I really like tuned down because I was like, oh, that gets you in trouble. Kind of, I don't know if you guys have watched or read Untamed by Glennon Doyle, but she talks about how, you know, she was the good girl. And so I had kind of like put on this act, and I was like doing the like makeup here on YouTube, and I like look in the eyes in my videos. I kind of like look deeply into the eyes of the girl that was, you know, doing these videos, and I literally am like, toot toot, hello, who's that, Lynette? Who the fuck is that? No one's home. And I watched some of my old videos and I don't even remember making them because I wasn't present. I was so off in like another realm. I was deeply unhappy. I had deep self-hatred, is the truth. And I didn't feel comfortable. And so now that I'm finding my way back home, that's why I wanted to make this video for you guys, because I know that it can be very challenging to create the steps in which to come back to this place or to like find it. And so that's why I wanted to give you like some simple steps. So that's why I said in this video, I'm already giving you tutorials, you see? So like, I'm like starting with essential oils, grounding yourself, getting yourself back into a space where you just feel safe. So there's a mantra I also wanted to give to you guys that I love, love, love to say. And I look myself in the mirror when I say this. So I look myself in the mirror and I just go like this, and feel free to join me. It's very simple. I am alive. I am awake. I am home. We're gonna say it 2 more times. May sound cheesy, but abracadabra means I create as I speak. So a simple mantra. Ready? 1 more time, or 2 more times. I am alive. I am awake. I am home. 1 more time. I am alive. I am awake. I am home. And put your hands over your heart and just let that resonate. Let it resonate. You are safe here. You are held. Kashi is getting a little nervous because of the fireworks. We have to remind him, you are safe here. You are safe here. Good boy. there's fireworks happening because we're getting, you know, sometimes they're masking gunshots, but then also I'm in Los Angeles. Sometimes they're just because, you know, 4th of July is coming up, you know, I mean, it's a little while, but welcome to LA. Okay, I wanted to see some of these comments. All right, thank you, Brandy. Thank you. You're so sweet. I'm so glad you're here. And Rhubarb, let's see, you said, I've been struggling. Oh, okay, beautiful. So you're spending time reconnecting with yourself during quarantine. It's been so healing. I feel like my soul, oops, I missed it for 1 second. Feel like your soul, oh, where did it go? There we go. Feel like your soul is in its own perfect home. Beautiful, beautiful. I'm so happy to hear that. Yeah, I am sending you all right now. I've actually taken a Reiki healing course. So here's what's so amazing is that we together all are one, like I said, right? We're all this beautiful ecosystem with the animals too, with the plants, with the animals. So right now, as a collective, our nervous systems are all kind of feeling a little shook. So I took, you know, a Reiki course, and so it's a very simple thing, but honestly, it's just a matter of intentional energy work. And energy is, I'm not going to get into the whole thing, but if you just, it's a feeling, right? A deep understanding, a deep knowing. We are all energetic beings. Everything is energy. You know, everything is energy. A thought is energy. An idea is energy. You know, everything is compiled of energy, right? So we actually came from, oh man, these fireworks are wild. We came from this, our bodies are made of the same atoms and carbons and beautiful molecules that stars are made out of. So I want you to understand that like there's a lot more that's happening here. And even though it just seems like so simple, it's actually the most beautifully complex network. And we are all connected with the plants, we're all connected with the animals, and with each other. So I would like to invite you into magic, creating a magic trick of sorts. And I'm going to show you how to practice using cards to really get attuned to, you know, instant guidance and just allowing to get out of the thinking mind and to bring yourself again back to center, back to alignment. And it's amazing what you can do by just the intention of asking God, the goddess, the I am presence again, like the universe, whatever feels comfortable for you, source. You know, I believe that God is really just love, and love is the force that binds all things in the universe. And that was a beautiful mentor of myself and Corey's. I mean, Corey's mainly, and then myself later in life, which was such a gift. So such beautiful learnings through everything that I've been through and all of the beautiful, uniquely orchestrated people that have entered my life. I feel so grateful for, including stuff that became very painful at one point, you know? So it's all a part of it. I'm going to show you how I do this. So I have a deck of tarot cards here, and we're going to basically ask Spirit to give us some instant guidance on what we can let go of in order to feel more aligned, to come back home, to center here. Our central space, which is our chakra system here in the energetic bodies, right? And again, if some of this stuff is going over your head, it's okay. It's all a part of the process. So I'm gonna shuffle these cards. So Spirit, we just usher in your guidance. Give us clarity when we're not feeling centered or aligned. Give us clarity through the cards right now on how to come back home. What can we let go of in order to more quickly come back to that center line? What is it that we can kind of shed in this moment? Give us insight. So I'm going to go ahead and spread these out, and we're going to see what comes through. And this is the tarot. So that's why I like to ask the tarot more Like, what can we let go of? What can we shed? Because tarot really allows you to see your shadow in a beautiful way. And we all have it. We each have the light side and the dark side in each of us, and both are welcome. They're all so beautiful. You wouldn't know one from the other. So contrast and polarity is very important because it allows us to see what needs to be healed. So it's all a gift, and everything is perfectly welcome. So allow us to see our shadow, allow us to see what sheds, what we are shedding, what we can shed. Okay, here we go. Which way are we feeling? Sometimes I just kind of like look at a card and it just like goes, pick me, and like asks me. Beautiful. We picked, and those of you that follow the tarot will know right from the get-go a little bit, but I want you to exercise your intuition as well. So we picked the King of Cups. So take a look at this card, and I would love for you guys to exercise your intuition. What is it that you see in this image? The way that the cards work is they usually use metaphor with the design. So they want you to really, really look at these images and kind of just like dig deep into, okay, so there's two peacocks at the top. See, two peacocks? And then there's like, it's like very binary. So there's like two sides, which is perfect. So we're gonna read from this booklet. Oh no, I don't have the booklet. Oh, here it is. Okay, so King of Cups. So this is a deck, by the way, from Serpent Fire. You can look up her cards. She designed these. These are beautiful cards. Here we go. King of Cups. Reaching ever higher. So the keys are emotional relationships, family, high planes of experience, and selflessness. A man stands, okay, so apparently this is a man. Okay, that looks like a woman, interesting. So a man stands with a peacock, a bird of prey, and a horse. He is protective of these creatures. They are his family. By protecting them, he is transformed out of the clutches of vanity and lower vibrational desires and emerges into full selflessness. This card signifies family, loyalty, and being of service to the diverse whole, and whole is in caps, because the whole is all of us, the collective, with an understanding that sacrificing oneself to the greater good is at times essential. You may be feeling lost, as if your energy is stagnating. If you do not have a family you feel akin to, like meaning close to, seek out a new family or tribe. See what you can do for them and how you may benefit one another. The mantra is, I find myself in selflessness. Another way to say that is, I find myself when I am being of service. So the way that I see it is exactly what's happening. My online tribe, you guys who are watching this right now, I have deeper conversations. I mean, I have a beautiful sister and a beautiful brother, 2 brothers, but like, I feel more inclined to share parts of myself with you guys, my online good vibe tribe, than I do with my own family. Because I don't feel at home necessarily with my family, because I'm kind of the odd one out. I'm the Aquarian. I'm kind of like the one that's a little bit off, and I'm kind of the wild child, and I've just kind of created my own path. So does anyone else resonate with that, kind of being the one that maybe, you know, some would say like the black sheep or whatever it is? If that's you, chances are you're being called forward to be a pioneer and a light leader for your family, to really step outside of the flock and to create a new level of healing and wholeness for your family. And if that's the case, then I just continue to encourage and welcome you, because that is a high calling. And I am so, so honored again that you found your way here, because this has been my path for many years. And it's not an easy one. It's quite challenging, because sometimes you're kind of seen as like you're disruptive, but really you're seeing things from sometimes a higher vision and like a higher way, because you're kind of like challenging old stories and old paradigms and creating space for new, for open-hearted, for new levels of awareness and understanding and embodiment. So welcome and thank you for saying yes, because that's challenging sometimes. And I know for me, you know, it was easier to kind of just be agreeable, and then it finally reached a point again, like in my early 20s and like, you know, throughout my life, I've always kind of been like the sacred rebel. And then finally it hit a point where I was like, okay, this is exhausting. And I went down the easy route for a time, which is when I kind of like was showing up not in integrity and not really myself, and really seeking deep approval from my parents, and God bless them. You know, I'm just quite of a challenger. You know, I challenge ideas and paradigms and stories, and I dig deeper into my own truth, and I'm like, man, it's really out of integrity for me to just go along with what you're saying, because I frankly just don't agree on certain of these things. And there was a period in my life where I just went along with it. I went along with it just because it felt safe to get that approval, until it didn't anymore. And then, you know, my life has kind of gone down its own path. And so I invite you to, again, just stay attuned and kind of watch as I continue to share my journey, because that's what I've been called to do. So here I am, super imperfect, super messy, super whimsical, and kind of like up in the clouds, and also just so aware of my calling, and like that this is all a part of it, that I've been sharing my process and like just evolving right in front of your very eyes, so that therefore later you can go back years and years and years from now, maybe, you know, as I continue to share the process, and you can go, holy shit, she was just, you get to see the evolution of Lynette Sine, the story of Lynette Sine anyway. And I feel really, really blessed to have been called in this way. It's a gift. Can you guys hear these fireworks? This is wild. They're having a celebration. Okay. The next card that we're going to pull, are you guys ready? The next card that we're going to pull is from the Oracle card deck. And this is, I want to show you the box. This is the Starseed Oracle. Feel free to screenshot this if you're watching this on your phone or on your computer too. You can. So this is the Starseed Oracle from Rebecca Campbell, one of my spiritual teachers. I have learned so much from this woman, my goodness. And then the illustrator was Danielle Noel. But anyway, so these cards are new to me. I actually just got these about a month ago. Yeah, just know that if you landed here, chances are you are a starseed. Welcome. So I'm just going to do the card reading, and you can go on your own research and check out what starseed is. That's for another video if we're going to get into that. You know, I would love to get into that a little deeper, but that's for a different video. So this might be even the first time that you're hearing this, the concept of starseed, but if you landed here, I would imagine that you are a starseed, and I believe that we are all starseeds. It's just a matter of whether or not we remember. So, you are if you say you are, and you aren't if you say you aren't. That's the way it works. So, okay, I'm gonna go ahead and now spread these out. So Spirit, I am asking that you give us insight, clarity, a sweet remembrance of who we are. I want you to rock our motherfucking world with just unbelievable awareness, unbelievable resonance, an unbelievable, unshakable inner knowing of our purpose and who we are. Say it through these cards. Say it through these cards. Give us clarity, insight, encouragement, and inspiration. We thank you, we thank you, we thank you ahead of time, and we come expectant and ready because that's how magic works. Cool. And then you pick the card, you see? Because then it's the power of your own intention. Okay, here we go. Fall into my arms. This is the card that we picked. Surrender, holding the opposites, extremes of life. Okay, so I want you to again take a look at that beautiful card. Look at the image on here. Yes. Okay, so I'm going to read you what this one says. Okay. The Great Mother ushered you in when you took your first breath, and she'll be there when you draw your last. She knows how challenging life can be, that being human can be lonely and confusing, that the polarity and separation can be excruciating when your soul remembers the oneness of Source. But at the same time, it can be incredibly glorious and sweet. So often, we see things as either good or bad. When things go well, we make it mean that we're being rewarded. And when things are bad, then perhaps we've done something wrong. However, we're all here to expand and grow, and it's through the extremes of life that we do exactly that. You are being invited to welcome the highs and the lows of this human experience, to let them initiate you more fully into life, the agony and the ecstasy, the beauty and the bitterness. This life is but a single breath in the extinguishable existence of your experience as a soul. The Great Mother wants to hand over, let me say that again. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, your worries, hurt, sorrow, fears, burdens, and doubts, to lay them on her altar. I'm gonna lock the door. It's just starting to get a little, that last firework made me a little nervous. Sorry guys, that like threw me. I'm glad you guys are here live with me because man, we're like really going in deep, and then all these fireworks. Welcome to LA, jeez. Okay. To lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I truly lived. Wow, and I'm gonna give you guys a visual. I'm wearing a pendulum right now, which was a beautiful gift. This is what we're experiencing in our world as we speak. Okay? This is a pendulum here, see? And this is what we're experiencing. Because this pandemic, this is not new. It's new for us, meaning in this experience, in this timeline. Racism, it's not new. We've been through this, in history. This has been going on for a very long time. So life does this. Goes back and forth, back and forth. And so we're coming to this space where we're kind of swinging way back again, because because we've been in a very masculine oriented society, and it's very unbalanced. And so just like all pendulums, they have to create, eventually it swings so far one way that it eventually swings the other way. So what we're experiencing is a great shift, and it is to come back into the feminine, to come back into being and come back to the great mother. So if you're here and you've grown up with maybe, any sort of religious upbringing, knowing the Father of the sky, Father God, what a gift. Because yes, Father God is just expansive and so magnificent and exquisite, and it's a beautiful relationship that I do have with the Father God. And now I've understood that God is so much more than just the Father. There's also the Great Mother, and this is the card that we pulled. The Great Mother wants you to hand over your loneliness, worries, sorrow, fears, burdens, and doubts, to lay them on her altar, to fall fully into her arms, to remember that while these extremes are difficult, they can also be magnificent. The more wildly the pendulum of your life swings, the more truthfully you can say, I truly lived. This is the time we are writing history and herstory as we speak. And I say herstory because we're reclaiming. It's not just his story anymore. We're reclaiming her story. We're in the shift. You are the shift. Whether you are a man or woman watching this, the feminine aspect is what is being called and asked of you to exercise in your life. And that requires deep trust and surrender. And it just being. We are not human, or we are human beings, not human doings. And so we've had to feel like we need to show up and do all these things, and then we get it talked about in that card. But really, you are perfect exactly how you are. You don't need to perform or do anything to get rewarded. You just showing up, you just being yourself, you just being your true authentic self is perfect. And there is no act or, deliverable. I'm trying to think of the right words. There's no check boxes of all of the things that you need to do. And a lot of religion creates that for you, is these check boxes. If you do this, then you get this. And it's the reward based. And that can be a trap. So I just invite you to realize that just you being, it's all perfect and it's all a part of it. There's a little prayer at the end of this card that it invites you to create. It's a starseed activation. So I'm going to say it, and I say it on behalf of all of us. Feel free to repeat it if you would like. So you can kind of just put your hand over your heart. I'm going to put the card over my heart. It says, I am ready to embrace the extremes of my life. I lay all that I am carrying onto the Great Mother's altar and fall completely into her arms. Yeah, that's good. I've been working with a therapist, and an energy worker. Actually, I work with both. I work with an energy healer weekly, and then I also work with a talk therapist because I believe that both modalities have been really, really helping me. And my therapist is really teaching me how to love my inner child. So this all goes back to, again, this feeling of home, this understanding of what feels safe, and how to come back to this space. So the exercises that I've been doing have been like inner child work, like really understanding where little Lynette Sine, little teeny Lynette, you know, and doing exercises where I'm remembering who I was as this little innocent child, and that's who we all are. It's little innocent children, all just needing certain love and nourishment in ways that maybe our parents didn't really fully give, and it's not anything against them. The way that they raised us, it was perfect as it was because they did their goddamn best, and even if they didn't show up for you, the truth is that it brought you to where you are today. So everything is divinely orchestrated. It's also perfect. Have so much grace for every vessel in their process, and recognize, you know, I used to be in this like angry phase of like, oh man, like my parents didn't do this and this and this. And now I'm like, everything they did is perfect. Oh my goodness, God bless them. I am so grateful for every single thing because I chose them, even though they don't, maybe not, you know, they might not think of it that way. I'm like, oh no, I chose to come back into this mission, the Lynette Sine vessel, and to show up for the divine in the way that I'm showing up today. I've figured out the whole like immortality thing because I'm back again, y'all. Like I've done this before. Thank you, plant medicine. Hashtag thank you, plant medicine. Check out that hashtag on Instagram. It's a fun one. But I have come back into the awareness of who I am, and it's by all of the things that have led up to today. And so that's why I'm so grateful for every single experience, because otherwise I wouldn't be in the awareness. So this is why everything is perfect. All of your challenges, I invite you to meet them and greet them with a cheer, because they allow you to break open just a little bit more and just a little bit more. And there's a quote that says, in order to be used greatly, sometimes the divine must hurt you deeply. So if you are here saying, oh yeah, that's me, I've gone through so much shit, I have had such a hurt, you know, a lot of things that have been really hurtful, if that resonates with you, welcome. You are called to great and mighty things. And whether that's to be an example for others, like I feel for me, like I've gone through like really challenging things that have just blasted my heart open in ways where I've just been like grasping for air, you know, just like gasping for air. And I'm like, oh my God, I don't know if I can take it anymore. And now after I'm like through some of the thresholds of it, and I'm still, you know, in process, but I am so glad, Eve, and of course your name's Eve, beautiful. I'm so glad that you're here, my love. Thank you for being here. Every single challenge, I invite you to meet it with a cheer. It is for a purpose. If you can see it as that, obviously sometimes in the moment it's not as easy to do, but when you get through it, like again, if you would have told me this time last year that I would be where I am today, I would have been like, you're out of your motherfucking mind, because I did not see any of this, right? By this time last year, I was not in the relationship that I'm in now. I was floating. I literally had I was seeing stars, to be honest. I was just like so rocked from leaving the marriage and all of the stuff. So, I mean, my career, you know, my contract with Ipsy ended, and I was just like, what the fuck is my life? Like, everything was rocked. Now, a year later, I am sitting here going, you know, do I have it all figured out? No. All right, I'm not sitting here telling you like everything's figured out. I am still in deep trust and surrender. I am still manifesting my tits off because I'm not exactly where I want to be yet, but I'm exactly where I need to be right now, you know? So I'm like, I'm constantly the person that like really likes to like challenge myself and keep pushing myself forward and forward and forward, and like I have like really big aspirations and dreams. So oftentimes I even like compare myself to my past self and go, oh my God, like I was doing like huge campaigns and I was doing this, that. All this to say, again, if you find yourself in these times in your life where you're like, I just don't know what's happening, the chances are you are being, just like a bow and arrow, pulled back so you can just be launched into the next level of ascension for your purpose, for the plan for your life, which has been so divinely orchestrated. It's been set in the stars. There's a guide map for you. And this is why with this solar eclipse, with this retrograde, there's like so many things happening astrologically, you guys. We're going to continue to see more and more stuff crumble within really even the next 30 days. We're going to get some new information. As I said, I'm a seer of sorts, and I also understand how to kind of like check things out astrologically. And so I'm like, whoa, we're in for some really deep shedding still. Normal is like, there is no normal anymore. We're never going back to the way that things were. Like, things are never going to be the same because we are shifting into this new earth. I keep burping. I had sparkling water earlier, so sorry about that. But I'm gonna wrap this up. I wanted to leave you with one last tip to kind of just like send you on your journey. If you guys have not checked out Elizabeth April here on YouTube, please do. She is a Sistar from another Mistar, and holy fuck, she has been really helping me even come into my own awareness as well. And she is channeling some really, really, really beautiful stuff right now. So please check her out on YouTube, Elizabeth April. And she's really helping uncover a lot of the stuff and a lot of the questions that I had even in my own life. So I just want to plant that seed. Hope that you guys check her out. And I do plan on like coming on here more often. I've just really taken this last year to cocoon in and kind of input more than I was output. And I've really, really come a long way. As you can see, like, I don't even sound like the same person. So if you're just landing here, welcome. If you've been following me forever, God fucking bless you. Thank you. I'm so grateful that you guys have been able to bear witness to my journey, and I hope that it helps you on yours. I get messages constantly. Hi, Raya. How are you, sweetheart? I get messages all the time from people just saying, thank you so much for showing up. So every time that I feel like nervous about doing this, I just continue to like push through, because I'm like, I know that this is landing for certain people. So thank you for being here. I really appreciate you and love you, and I am here to walk with you. So for those of you guys that don't know, I actually run monthly masterminds. I just completed my last one. So we dive in, we go on Zoom, and we're meeting together a few times a week and diving in kind of like we are here, but in a really safe and tight-knit container. So if that's something that you're interested in joining, we do energy work, we do card readings, we workshop some new ideas and concepts and really help to cultivate new levels and ways of being and embodiment practices, and we talk about sexuality and creating boundaries and ancestral healing, and you name it. We kind of go through a lot of different things, and if there's maybe a topic that I haven't mentioned, I'm really, really cultivating this beautiful, sacred container of common unity, community, right? So that's what a lot of us are seeking during such a time as this, because we're quite isolated. So if that's something that you're interested in joining, please find me on Instagram, reach out, DM me. I'm here. I send voice notes back and forth, so don't hesitate to reach out. If you're seeing this and you're like, oh my gosh, like, you know, I don't know if she's gonna like write me back, but I'm curious about this. Guys, you have my full permission. Send me a DM, reach out to me. I respond to every single one, and I love to voice note back and forth and stuff like that. So please follow me on Instagram. I'm very active over there. I don't jump on YouTube as often. But yeah, feel free to reach out, lean in. I'm here. I love you so much. And I just thank you for showing up every day and just putting one foot in front of the other, because as you rise, we all rise. So thank you for doing such good work. I love you. I keep saying I love you because I do. So much, so much, so much deep love. But I feel like this is a good place to end. So see you guys again soon, and I will talk to you. Bye, Kale. Bye, Rhubarb. So thankful that you guys are here. Have a beautiful evening, magical evening, and I'll see you guys soon.